Once upon a time, there lived a young man in a distant kingdom. He had become a thief, clever and skilled at stealing without ever getting caught. But deep inside, he felt a sense of emptiness, like he was searching for something more meaningful. One day, while wandering in a forest, he met a wise monk. He shared his life story and asked for guidance to improve his life. The monk replied, "Leave stealing behind." But the thief said, "Sir, I can't stop stealing. Please give me something else to practice." The monk thought for a moment, then said, "If you can't stop stealing, then at least treat every woman with respect. Anyone who is not your wife, see her as your mother or sister." The thief paused, reflected on the monk's words, and said sincerely, "That much I can do." From that day on, he continued his life as before, but with one powerful principle in his heart: to always respect women. In that same kingdom, the king had no children. He became frustrated and distanced himself from the queen. Years ago, he built a separate palace near the forest and sent the queen to live there in isolation. She was guarded by royal soldiers. No one was allowed near her. Any unusual activity had to be reported to the king. One night, the thief passed by that palace. He looked at its grandeur. "This must be the house of a wealthy man," he thought. "If I steal here, I might find great treasure." Unaware it was the queen's residence, he quietly entered the palace. The guards noticed something suspicious and immediately informed the king. The curious king rushed to the palace and watched from a window. Inside, the thief was quietly looking for valuables. The queen awakened to the sound, but she did not panic. She calmly said, "I am the queen of this kingdom. I know you've come to steal, haven't you?" The young man was frightened. "Please don't tell the king or the guards," he pleaded. The queen was silent, then she said, "I can save you. I can even give you wealth beyond your dreams, if you fulfill one wish of mine." The thief asked nervously, "What wish?" The queen looked into his eyes and said something that shocked him. "I have been abandoned by the king, alone for many years. As a woman, I have my own needs. I want you to be with me, physically, just once. In return, I'll give you as much gold and silver as you want." The thief took a step back. The monk's words echoed in his mind. "Respect every woman." He folded his hands, his voice filled with dignity. He gently said, "You are like a mother to me. I made a vow to treat every woman with respect. Please only ask of me what a son can do for his mother." The queen stood still, her eyes filled with tears. No one had ever spoken to her with such reverence. Outside, the king had heard and seen everything. He entered with his guards and had the thief arrested. But instead of ordering punishment, the king was deeply moved. He said, "I am impressed by your values. Ask for anything you want." The young man replied, "If you truly wish to grant me something, then bring the queen back to the palace with honor. She deserves dignity, not isolation." The king stood silent. Part of him was hurt, but another part saw the truth. If she made a mistake, he thought, then I made a greater one. I abandoned her just because she could not give me a child. A wave of remorse filled his heart. He went to the queen and said, "Return to the palace with honor." The queen apologized too. She said, "I will return, but I have one wish." The king asked, "What is your wish?" She said, "We have no heir. This young man, who called me mother and gave me respect beyond words, I want to adopt him as our son." The king paused. He thought deeply. Then he smiled. "She is right. Even I am impressed by this young man. He has the strength, discipline, and principles that true rulers are made of." And so, the young thief was adopted and declared the crown prince of the kingdom. In our lives, we all seek progress, respect, and meaning. But real transformation does not happen through luck. It begins when we live by a principle. Even just one value, followed sincerely, can change the course of our entire life. A man once known for stealing became a crown prince, not through money or power, but through the strength of his values. The same applies to you. Whether you're a student, a worker, or anyone trying to grow, choose one principle that defines you. Maybe it's honesty, maybe it's kindness, or hard work, or simply avoiding bad habits. Even one strong value, when lived with consistency, brings clarity, direction, and strength. So always have principles in life. Hold on to them without fear, because a life built on principle may take time to bloom. But when it does, it blossoms in ways even fate cannot deny.
ThriveX, where growth begins. Don't miss out. Hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon to stay inspired. Together, we'll unlock your full potential.